Gold has captivated mankind since the dawn of time. It has provoked wars, fueled empires, and made kings and queens out of mere mortals. And yet, despite its appeal, here we are in the 21st century, carrying small pieces of it around in our pockets or on our wrists as if it's nothing. But who are we to question the whims of history? In this guide, we're going to dive into the world of gold, or at least gold-colored everyday carry essentials, to take a look at 8 of our favorite pieces of gold-themed gear to discover just how much power this alluring color can still wield. Watches can certainly function as portable status symbols, so naturally gold has found its way onto one of the most rugged and versatile timepieces in modern history, the Casio G-Shock. With an unmistakable octagonal shape and sleek gold finish, the full metal Casio G-Shock GMB 2100 GD-9A is a true statement piece. But you can't be fooled by the luxurious appearance. G-Shocks are workhorses, designed to withstand even the toughest of environments. Let's take a closer look. This G-Shock iteration carries over all the original 2100's dimensions, including its 44.4mm case diameter, but this time in full gold ion plating applied to each stainless steel component, that serves as its shock-resistant frame and only totals to a mere 6-ounce weight on the wrist. Under the glass, you're presented with a dial absolutely packed with equally opulent and rugged detail, vapor deposition finishing on the chapter ring, markers, and gold marker accents, dual-layer construction courtesy of the sunken digital displays, and a set of pencil-style hands inlaid with bright gold neo-bright luminescent paint. But this Royal Casio isn't just for show, and it's definitely not content with just telling the time, as Casio builds in a bright LED at the 4 o'clock hidden within the chapter ring, a stopwatch function, a countdown timer, a world timing GMT function, and let's not forget alarms. But why settle for one when you can have 5? It's also equipped with modern convenience like Bluetooth connectivity and solar-powered charging with a 7-month power reserve, making it easier than ever to stay connected and powered with your other tech EDC on the go. Not only does the Ekster aluminum card holder sport a metallic gold finish, but the space-grade 6061-T6 aluminum RFID blocking frame builds in a quick deployment system that quickly fans out up to 12 cards at a time with a click of a button for one-handed use. There's an exhaustive list of card holders on the market, but not all are created equal. Is there more to offer beneath the surface than just a metallic finish? Well, we certainly think so, since the Ekster card holder metallic gold is almost guaranteed to last a lifetime, thanks to its full metal construction, RFID protection to future-proof your carry in terms of safety, and a slim form factor at 0.29 inches in thickness by 4.1 inches in length by 2.3 inches in width. Like we said, the Ekster aluminum card holder builds in a trigger-style quick-access deployment system on the bottom left corner that fans out all your cards. It's easy and snaps with a satisfying click, almost like a pusher on a mechanical chronograph. In terms of the finish, yes, it is just a finish, which is the only drawback of this card holder. If they opted for a true brass construction, you get a nice patina over time, but it would also increase the card holder's weight significantly, and at just 2.75 ounces unpacked, its lightweight form factor is a main selling point, so it's certainly a trade-off. Ekster also markets an optional solar-powered tracker card in case of loss or theft with a 200-foot range made possible by Chipolo technology. CNC machine, the solid brass Mehlville carabiner clips the James brand's clean aesthetic straight onto your hip. It's an incredibly simple design, but its simplicity, like the James brand's knife offerings, is the hallmark of its form and function. The 2-part construction keeps your keys from accidental jobs from going to or from the belt loop, which was the main impetus for its creation. If you regularly use a standard carabiner as a keychain, you'll quickly find that a keyring will at times slip right off at the wrong angle. The Mehlville prevents this with a nifty 2-part fulcrum-like design, and it comes spring-loaded, making deployment even easier. Check this out. It also builds in a 304 stainless steel bottle opener, which should look familiar if you're clued into the James brand design language. Basically, they appropriated the popular thumb stud off their knives and built it into the side of the Mehlville. We can also report that it's just about the same size as your standard hardware store variant at 3¼ inches, but notably slimmer at just 1/4 inch thanks to the chamfered machining. Unlike its aluminum and titanium siblings, the brass Mehlville should also patina nicely over time with regular use, despite its bead-blasted matte texture. The knife space is no stranger to minimalism, and the Craighill Rook knife is a shining example. Japanese craftsmen were some of the first to fashion hyper-distilled blades centuries ago. The Craighill Rook knife uses a 50/50 brass and stainless steel handle that's about as clean as you can get with unbroken scales, minus smooth but crisp 360-degree sloping chamfer. And when we mean 50/50, we mean this literally. The scales aren't an alloy or a mix. On one side you get brass, and on the other stainless steel, accented with stainless bushings. Simple as that. In the hand, the Rook knife is comfortable, balanced, and form-fitting, and uses a frame lock as its mechanism of choice to hold the drop point blade in place when deployed. Just 5.5 inches in overall length, the 2.3-inch blade itself comes PVD coated in black, uses a flip tab deployment, builds in a few low-profile notches for jimping on the top, and is made with a 12C27 stainless steel, part of the Sandvik family. Moving on, we just covered the RovyVon Aurora A4 in our last buyer's guide, and since we liked it so much, we're back with more. The RovyVon Aurora A23 Pro is almost lockstep with the Aurora A4. Most obviously, however, the A23 Pro uses what RovyVon calls a military tan finish, or a surface anodization on top of the 7075 aerospace-grade aluminum alloy that renders the A23 Pro in a brass-like manner. At 65 micrometers, the finish is thin, but incredibly scratch-resistant, and the torch also comes IPX8 rated, meaning it can handle jobs from 6 feet and can survive a full dive up to a half hour without water incursion. The A23 Pro also shares similar dimensions to the A4 at 2.99 inches in length and 0.85 inches in diameter, with a 1.79 ounce weight, a convenient form factor you can stow away among your keys. RovyVon allows for 2 LED options depending on your intended application. The first is a high output 6500 Kelvin cool white LED with a maximum throw of 1000 feet, and the second a high CRI LED with a color temperature of 4500 degrees Kelvin, a max throw of 700 feet, and a 90 plus CRI rating for extremely accurate color rendition. Powering the A23 Pro is a single 600 mAh lithium polymer battery, rechargeable through the A23's micro USB port, and it can be topped off in about 1 hour when the battery becomes fully drained after use. Like the A4, the A23 uses low, medium, high, and turbo modes, with 9.5 hours of constant use under its low 30 lumen setting, or about 1.3 hours at its highest turbo mode. The brass and copper dual-wheel trench lighter is unquestionably the de facto pick for all the steampunk fans, and when you flip this guy open, it'll be sure to start some conversations. Its maximal form factor can look a little, well, daunting to use, but it's really as simple as your everyday corner store Zippo with a wick, a spring-loaded cap to strike, and runs off kerosene instead of butane. If you're gonna pick one of these up, let's call it by its true name. This is a trench lighter, and seeing as it looks as if it was plucked from a World War II museum, you'd also be correct to guess that it was a popular carry for soldiers in both world wars. And although the modern units, like the dual kerosene lighter, aren't made out of a bullet casing like the very first iterations, the essence has definitely carried over. At 2.5 inches in length, the trench lighter will be about a quarter inch larger than its standard Zippo counterpart and weighs about 4 ounces unfilled. Certainly convenient, the outer has a sliding heat shield to protect your hands during use, or if you need to quickly stow it away after prolonged use, and to engage the flame, simply press down on the spring-loaded cap and the wheel will strike and light the wick, which siphons its fuel from a cotton-packed reservoir accessed from a screw-down cap at the bottom to refill as needed. We're keeping the early mid-century theme going with one of our favorite brass ballpoint pens from the Travelers Company, made in Japan like the Casio G-Shock, with a full brass construction. Unlike traditional ballpoint pens with plain removable caps or click deployments to access the cartridge, the cap in this case is itself part of the writing infrastructure. When not in use, the cap protects the pen's 0.5mm Midori cartridge, and to use, simply uncap the pen, flip the cartridge, and fit the cartridge into the cap to write. The Travelers Company brass ballpoint pen is highly pocketable, with dimensions at 4.65 inches in length and 0.87 inches thick, and extremely light at just 0.7 ounces, with a brass outer that will no doubt patina beautifully over time. What's more, the top cap unscrews and allows for a sleeker carry style if you opt to disconnect the pocket clip. Our final gold EDC Essentials pick is a set of 5 brass keys with an adjoining bottle opener. This is actually an essential piece of gear if you've already spent time meticulously curating an all gold, brass, or copper set of EDC, and you get the luck of the draw with some mismatched stainless color keys from your landlord or a car dealer. The Goodworth & Co. multi-key blanks will allow you to head to your local hardware store to make a copy of all your essential lock opening devices to keep your carry hyper-curated down to every last detail. The bottle opener also doesn't hurt. It sports a U-shaped ring to attach to a keychain of choice and has fine, subtle circular engraving on the pivot ring. And thanks to its organized rotating design, it also eliminates any audible key rattle.